Why does it say rotate the phone? All right. We're live, TJ.
Awesome. Hello, guys.
Hi.
TJ from Cobalt here.
Kyle's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me start the GoPro.
We got a little
GoPro
bit
is going pro.
We got a little bit of a special treat for you guys. We've been putting up a lot of posts recently about the C-Vue 50 gallons. We actually set one up here today. And what we're going to do is actually go through and scape it with you guys.
So first, ta-da, C-Vue 50 gallon. Yay! This one here featuring, of course, our C-Ray light, which we do have cranked up all the way right now. A little overkill for a tank this size, but we gotta see what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
But this is a 50-gallon tank and stand. The stands are really cool. They're all PVC coated now, so that they're like impervious to water, which is fantastic. But with the tank, we got this guy here is a 4-foot long tank. See, TJ? We're almost socially distant. Close.
Almost.
4-foot long tank. It's 18 inches front to back and 14 inches tall, so it's kind of a long, shallow boy. Yeah. Just like all the other ones, you got all your filtration chambers built into the back. 200 micron filter socks on either side. That's your cue, TJ. Lift up the sock.
There we go.
Now hiring a new hand model. All right, so we got our 200 micron filter socks, as well as our dual return pumps, which we already have plumbed and plugged in. So they're both 264 gallons per hour, fully adjustable. Crank them up, crank them down. We got them set to full blast right now.
Yes, we do.
But I'm going to jump off the camera. We're going to let TJ start aquascaping, and we'll take on any sorts of questions or anything like that while we're going. We wanted to give everybody a quick sneak peek, if you will, of the new 50-gallon tank setup.
Yeah, which are live. You can actually get them now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. They are live. We have them. We've already sent out a whole bunch to a bunch of stores.
Mm-hmm.
If you're up in the Indianapolis area, check out the Reef. They've got some. What other stores picked up some? Oh, we got down in Belmont, or I guess up in Belmont from here. Would be Advanced Aquatic Pets has some. We have a couple other ones that are in the mail going out to places now. But
Wasn't there one down in Columbia?
Columbia, yep, Fishy Business in Columbia. They've got a couple of them set up now. And well, so there's a couple headed down to Florida, some headed out to Colorado, and a few out to California as we speak. So look for them to start popping up at your favorite store anytime.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys can hear us. The masks, I know we can't do the microphones with the masks, and you know.
We'll try to speak up. Like I said, Kyle's going to be behind
Yeah, I'll pop
the
behind the camera. Once I'm behind the camera,
him a lot better.
you should be able to unmask. I'll be far enough away once I'm back behind the camera.
Awesome.
But that's our new 50-gallon tank. Ta-da! Vanna White here. And since this is going to be a freshwater tank, TJ is going to be setting it up. But if it was saltwater, you guys would get to stare at my back the entire time. All right. So without further ado, TJ, take it away. I'm gonna hop behind the camera. We'll see if we got any questions.
Sounds good?
And we'll go crazy.
Sounds good.
All right.
First thing I need to do is put in the sand.
Oh, sand. Oh, there's a bunch of questions that are popping up. You're sideways.
Are we sideways?
That's not right. That's the only way the phone goes. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, technical difficulties. I did not. Because that's true. Why is it? So it's only allowing us to do, wow, it's only going to allow us to do the Facebook Live in vertical mode, which is not what our tripod holds. So I'll hold the phone.
I got it.
I got it.
You have a gimbal.
I have a gimbal, yeah. Actually, Ray, could you grab the gimbal sitting over there? So we're going to switch to the gimbal.
You got a fancy tool for this.
All right, you can take your mask off now. People can't understand what you're saying.
Sorry. Alright. Is that
Yeah,
better?
there's about 12 different things that say orientation is jacked up on the video. Video is vertical. Yeah, all right. Sorry, guys.
Fix it. Fix it.
I don't know why Facebook won't allow us to have it proper for some reason. You're like the Titanic going down. Oh, I like that. Okay.
That's a good one.
All right, so now, all right, bear with us. It's going to be shaky for just a second while we get in the gimbal here. Oops.
Be curious.
Well, you know what's going to happen is the gimbal's probably going to try to orient it. Oh, don't you do All right, well, I'm just gonna have to hold the phone because the gimbal's not gonna work because the gimbal wants to orient it the other way too. All right, so I will hold it. Ah, Facebook, we love you.
Great video. Great start.
Hold on. You're gonna have my hands in there one more time. I just realized it's covering the microphone up. All right. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties are over. We'll just edit that out after we're done being live, right? All right, so first step first, when setting up a tank, before TJ even puts the sand in, and I'm gonna make you hold it, is to pick a spot. Let me see if I can get a good view here. Pick a spot that is not immediately next to a window, as we show the spot immediately next to a window. If it is going to be next to a window, make sure that window has blinds, as you can see. Otherwise, you're gonna have a really bad time with algae, because direct sunlight on a tank is not great. So I'll narrate as TJ performs his duties. We are using reef flower sand here. Can you hold that bucket, TJ? Check it out. Reef Flower's natural aqua sand is what's going in here. Again, this is a freshwater tank, so we are using a freshwater style sand. And with this sand, it's really cool. It has been washed to remove any sort of like impurities, contaminants, anything like that. And the sand itself has also been tumbled so that there are no sharp edges or jagged edges or anything. So if you're doing, some of your bottom feeding freshwater fish like Corydoras or some of your shrimp, things like that, this sand does not have any sort of sharp edge, and you will be perfectly fine with all your little cories and everything like that cruising around on the bottom. So what TJ's doing is something that, if anybody knew Phil, you should knock over my GoPro, TJ. If anybody knew Phil, who used to work here at Cobalt, big aquascaping guy, he absolutely hates when sand is not level. I love it because I feel like it's more natural. But TJ is gonna level out our sand here. I hope it knocked over right as it's taking that time-lapse photo, TJ.
It probably did.
All right. So as you can see, I know the light's pretty intense right now. Let me see if I can sneak around, TJ. This is our natural aqua sand. Very, very, very cool sand. It just looks blue under the light. We should have turned the blue lights off. That's my mistake. Oh well. But that is a non-buffering sand, so you don't have to worry about it altering pH or anything like that. And it is a 0.5 to 1 millimeter, so it is a nice size for plant roots, because this will be a planted tank. We want to make sure that the sand is able to hold roots a little bit and keep them nice and anchored down so fish don't pull them up. All right, there we go. We got sand up. What's next?
Some wood.
Oh, we got, ta-da, some driftwood. And this here is spider root, for those wondering. Sometimes they call it spider wood, spider root. TJ, what is this stuff exactly?
I believe it is azalea.
Azalea. Oh, we have azaleas in our backyard. My wife actually wants to have an azalea party when they bloom. I didn't know I was sitting on a gold mine. I could just go back there and dig the roots up. I'm sure she'd love that.
They're specially treated.
Specially treated, yeah, that's true. You do got to dry them out and get them ready for the tank. So that actually looks cool. I like it sticking out the top like that.
Yep.
So one of the fun things with rimless tanks is making aquascapes that extend over the top of the tank. And with this rimless look like here, you really get a nice look of the wood as it sticks out. Makes it look real natural. Looks good for sure. All right, what's next, TJ?
Next, I got some rocks.
Some rocks. All right. While you're looking through the rocks, I'll do a little bit closer up here.
Yeah.
Check that out. That's some cool looking wood. Nice looking cobalt spider root right there. All right. Looking good so far. All right, what do we got up next?
This.
Oh, there's a hay from Phila. Is Phila Philadelphia? I hope so. Is it cold up there right now?
Phila or Philly?
It says Phila, Phila. Phila. I hope it's Philadelphia. Go Flyers. My brother's watching. He's going to hate that. He's a big Blue Jackets fan. All right. So what kind of rock we using, TJ?
So this is moss rock.
Moss rock.
Yeah.
Yes, Phila is Philadelphia. So go Flyers. So moss rock. Let's see if we can get a little close up of some of this. All right. Sorry it's so blue. We should have turned the blue lights off. I don't know if I can. You can kind of see it. Here, TJ, hold one out here in front of our studio lights.
Our fancy lights.
All right, there we go. So this is our moss rock. You can see it's got all these little grooves and channels in it. Looks super cool. Little strains of moss running through for a little bit of color.
I see some right there.
Yep. That's really neat.
It's really pretty rock.
I like this stuff a lot. Oh, that's how they say it in Philadelphia. They say it Phila.
I've never heard it called Phila before.
Well, that's because you're not Philadelphian. You're Virginian.
I am Virginian.
Virginia. All right. So what are we doing here? What's the plan for this one, TJ?
So that's always something that's up for debate with a lot of aquascapers and things like that. Professional aquascapers do a lot of what's known as the rule of thirds.
Thirds, okay. So we got
Basically means that you take a tank and you divide it into thirds, going this way, and this way. Basically create a big Rubik's Cube.
that seems like a lot of math.
It is a lot of math. That's why I don't do it.
Don't blame you.
Enough of that in high school and college. But the nice thing is that you kind of get a really good distribution of focal points, whether it be rock, wood, or plants.
Awesome.
Because with this tank it is so long, I'm actually going for something that is going to complement that. So I'm going with
All
a
right.
long sculpture that's nice and shallow. I know we want to have a lot of corridors in this tank, so I'm going to leave a lot of open space
Excellent.
down at the bottom for them to swim around and be happy.
I like it. I like it. All right. What do we got next? Out of the magic box o' rocks.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's a good question. All right. So, Mike from Ireland.
Ooh.
What time is it in Ireland? Isn't it like bedtime?
That's awesome.
Mike from Ireland says he's going to send us some free Irish whiskey if we answer his question.
Ooh, I'm game. I'm game.
He wants to know.
Actually, part Irish, so I'm
He wants to know, with an open top tank, how do you keep the fish from jumping out?
That is a very good question. You don't.
You don't. Long story short, you don't. You plan your livestock if you're doing an open top. He says it's 9 p.m., so that's not as late as I thought. If you're doing an open top tank, you plan your livestock around the fact that your tank is going to be open. You get, so things like hatchet fish with your freshwater are notorious jumpers. So you would definitely want to avoid fish like that. But other fish, like what are we planning in here? This one I think is going to have a lot of live bearers in it.
Yep, so we're going mollies,
Platies, guppies, swordtails. They tend to not be nearly as bad jumping. Now there's always those few here or there that will jump out. That's inevitable with a tank like this. As Thanos would say, it's inevitable. But we do, actually, because we were doing pictures earlier, they do have glass lid options, which you can see right here. These are also low iron glass on the lids so that they're nice and clear so your lighting doesn't get taken out by it. And it's got a PVC back piece that you can cut to allow for cords, light mounts, reactors, all that kind of stuff. And the way they work is they actually sit down over the edge like this, so it seals it all nice and tight for you. Then you don't have to worry about it. But if you're doing something like this where you've got all your woodwork coming up, then you're definitely obviously not going to be able to put that lid on there. But it's looking good so far. I like it. And the lights on this tank, that is a C-Ray 200. That is a 200 watt, 500 par light, which if you're a saltwater guy like me, you know is a tremendous amount of light and something way overpowered for a 50-gallon tank. But the beauty of it is it's all app controllable, and we can log into it on the app and tone it way down so that we don't have all that power and create a little algae forest or anything. But the nice thing about it, as you can see from it here, this is a 4-foot tank and it lights the whole tank with no problems. So one light gets the whole tank, which is the great part about it. All right. So I see you're putting some rocks in the back there, TJ, too.
Yep.
To help support the wood?
It is, yeah. So one of the things with this wood here is it's not pre-soaked or anything like that. We rinsed it off before we started.
Yep, we washed it, but we haven't soaked it, so.
So the rocks in the back there.
Don't knock over my GoPro again.
Give it a little bit.
Oh boy.
A little bit of a nicer shape, kind of going towards the back there.
Yep.
It helps accentuate this section here.
I like that.
And helps weigh it down a little bit.
You know, if we had a pet bird, we could have him sit on that little part that like loops up there. That's a good one.
But just for safety concerns, because I don't want this to float up.
Float away.
I'm going to temporarily put a rock on top of this to weigh it down for a couple of days, so that it doesn't float up or do anything like that.
Oh, here we got someone that's got 12 tanks running. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm sorry. But no, 12 tanks, that's awesome. Only 2 have lids. They say they got crayfish, goldfish, live bearers, African mabunas, convicts, green terrors. That's awesome.
Crayfish once. His name was Butters.
You had a crayfish named Butters?
I had a crayfish named Butters.
Oh boy. Can't be any worse than my beta named Swim Shady. All right. Well, it's looking good so far. And there goes the GoPro again. Man, this time lapse is going to be the worst thing ever, TJ.
It's not like it's anchored.
Oh, we've had a request to put a kingfisher on top. Let him perch there.
Oh.
While that would be entertaining, we would not recommend it. So we are. So we're setting this up at someone's house right now, and we are close to a lake out there. I don't know if you can see it, so we might be able to just open a door and let something fly in. Let's take a little closer look once you're done and out of the way. We're going to get up there for a little closer look here. All right. So we got where our tank comes out here. The wood and rock. That was actually pretty quick and easy there, TJ.
Yeah. Pretty good for not having a...
Oh, Kevin says hi from Minneapolis. Hi, Kevin. Have you opened your tanks yet, Kevin? I hope you have. All right, so we'll show you guys the back of the tank here. So just like all the C-Vues, we've got the filter socks here. They sit in this nice little basket. You can pop them out. These are machine washable. The cool thing about these socks is this flat front here means that the water doesn't splash. So you don't get that annoying splashing sound. And if you're doing salt water, you don't get salt creep all over everything. Keeps it all nice and clean in there. Now with this one being the 4-foot long 50-gallon, there are actually 7 chambers across the back. So you've got your chamber here, this one right there. That's going to be your chamber for your heaters because this chamber is going to have a nice level water level. And you want to keep your heater in a chamber where the water level does not fluctuate, or you don't want to risk running it dry. All right, and then we've got...
There's other things you can use it for too.
Oh, you can use it for reactors, skimmers, anything like that. Skimmers especially also like a constant water level. Then our next chamber here is going to be great for stuff like filter media, and we'll actually be loading some pre-seeded out of our tank from the office. Filter media in there.
Not a single word.
Gotcha. And then of course we've got our return pumps in our middle chamber here, and you can see the return pumps. Oh, let's see, actually, all right. I know I said I wasn't going to pull one off because they were already mounted. But the return pumps have a nice adjustment on the front, so you can turn them up, turn them down. These guys go up to 264 gallons per hour each. But they hook right into the back here. Boom, just like that. And just like that, they're mounted. They do have some nice suction cups on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about them vibrating or anything like that. And then, of course, your returns come out through these nozzles that we can adjust. That noise you're hearing in the background, that's some water filling up. It is not our boss playing on the floor. I don't know what he's doing over there. Say hi to everybody, Randy.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so we are set up that way. So let's show them the stand too. So the stands are really cool. They're all PVC coated now, so that they are impervious to water. This is a sheet PVC. And of course on the inside, we've got shelf, plenty of cord pass-throughs. You got them on the bottom, in the middle of the shelf, and then up at the top as well. Of course in here we've got our filter media that we're gonna be using, our complete freshwater, which is a blend of both carbon and a nitrate and organic scavenging resin, and a little bit of a water softener in there because the plants and fish that we're gonna be putting in here like a little bit softer water. Of course, we've got some guppy food because we are keeping some guppies and live bears. That's our Ultra Guppy. That is a really awesome food, all 100% natural. It's just a handful of ingredients, our vitamin blend, and then pre and probiotics. It's a great, great food. And of course, to set it up, we've got our Reflowers Effective Conditioner, which is our dechlorinator. Then we've also got our Aquaplants All-Inclusive. This is an all-in-one fertilizer for the plants. So once we get some plants in there, that's what we'll be using to fertilize and keep them going. And then, of course, we've got a little extra total softener in the event we need to get the water a little softer, as well as some extra total organics in case we have someone overfeed the tank and need to pull out some of those dissolved organics. Well, there we go. There's the tank in all her glory right now. And we won't bore you guys with watching us fill it up from a hose for the next 20 minutes or so, but this is a 50-gallon tank, so it'll take a few minutes to fill up. We just thought we'd bring you guys in on our little aquascaping adventure here. What do you think? I think TJ did a pretty good job. All right. All right, guys. Well, we'll be sure to post a bunch of pictures of this once we get it up and water in there. And then, of course, once the fish come in, fish won't be in for a few days next week. Next week. And then we'll get some shots with some fish in there. But looking pretty good. So if you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments. We'll try to respond to you. Sorry again about the weird sideways video at first. I've never seen it do that. I guess with TikTok taking over, it makes you do upright videos. I don't know. Weird. But yeah, this is the C-Vue 50-gallon. And if you like this, but a 4-foot tank is too large for you, the 40-gallon C-Vue is the same front to back, same height, but 3 feet long instead of 4 feet long. So if that'll fit better for you. We also do have a 45-gallon, which is a tall cube-style tank, 26-gallon, and an 18-gallon if you like the smaller nano tanks, which are some of my personal favorites. I love the small guys, the 18-gallon. That's what TJ and I have in our office. We've got an 18-gallon that we keep. But there we go, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming in and joining us live. And like I said, any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Oh yeah, check this out. Soft close hinge. All right, do it again, TJ. Do it again. So just like the fancy cabinetry that you see, it's a soft close hinge. See, it comes in, and then it very gently brings the door back. So that's something you won't see very often there, that soft close hinge. That's great if you have to sneak into your cabinet in the middle of the night and the dog's asleep. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining our live video. Let us know if you have any questions, and check your favorite local fish store. Let me get you in the shot here, TJ. Check your favorite local fish store for the 50-gallon C-Vue or any of the other sizes. They are all shipping now, so if they don't have them right now, they can definitely get one for you. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.